of tear into Congress.
Hi there, my name is Lisa Phillips, and I'm the host of a award-nominated podcast called From Now On, a platform supporting survivors. I want to thank all of my survivor sisters who came before me today. I'll be very short. In the year 2000, I was taken to Jeffrey Epstein's island while on a photo shoot on a nearby island. Who I saw and what I experienced there was a glimpse into a very dark and disturbing world. For years after, I tried to avoid Jeffrey, but he had introduced me to Katie Ford, the owner of the Ford Modeling Agency. Epstein's reach went to the very top of fashion, arts, and entertainment. This did not just happen to underage girls in Florida. In New York City, hundreds of young, ambitious women were abused by him. Epstein was not just a serial predator, he was an international human trafficker. And many around him knew, many participated, and many profited. And yet, he was protected. So I stand here today for every woman who has been silenced, exploited, and dismissed. We are not asking for pity. We are here demanding accountability, and I'm demanding justice. Congress must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors? And also, I would like to announce here today, us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know who were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo-Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, and that is who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, and that is who the world also ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, who, by the way, only came for the Israelites. All right. Now, what brings us to our discussion / topic this early morning is the Epstein Survivors Conference that was held on Capital City. All right. What we saw was a portion of that by what looks to be Eve, saying that those survivors, including herself, know the name of the people that participated in that. And if Congress won't release all of the files, all of the material, and not redact it, then guess what? They're going to release their own list of compiled names, okay? Because I was watching part of this conference, and one of the survivors, or some of the survivors, agreed that, particularly the one that looks to be an Italian who has sunglasses on and tattoos on her arm, said that she is a Republican, but it's not about politics, and she voted for Trump. See, a lot of these people, MAGA, voted for Trump with the intention on him making good on his word by releasing the Epstein list and everything along with it, all right? But they feel like he's been playing them and protecting his constituents, those that are on the list or could be on the list, by not releasing the whole Epstein file, all right? And the lawyer alluded to, their lawyer that was on the press conference, alluded to looking into the Jeffrey Epstein estates to get all the material that they needed, okay? So a vast majority of the MAGA, Make America Great Again, votes, or should I say a good portion came from those that took Trump on his word in good faith that he would release the Epstein files and not play. Are now these what we finding out? A lot of these victims, relatives, them themselves, and others that feel their pain. Okay, and now what has Trump did in the upcoming event of this coming out? He's trying to say that it is a hoax. Okay, and the lawyer that is representing these victims or these survivors or whatever they use the name for Epstein is saying that back in 2009, Donald Trump wasn't saying when he talked to him about this that it was a hoax. But now all of a sudden he's changed his tune to saying that it was what? A hoax now. Because why? He's protecting those that could potentially be on the list or had a hand in hand with it, because also the lawyer for these survivors said that it was a scheme. All right, it was a system how Epstein had it set up. All right, with his girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell would groom these girls, and then in some cases he would have the girls go out and groom other girls in their high school to bring them back. All right, now I believe she's a Republican, MTG, which I had to look that up, and it stood for Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, she kind of said some words that these girls at the time didn't say, but now they're women that what? Epstein, and along with some of his other high-profile, let's just say constituents or, constituents, because I don't want to use the words friends, but you could say that, were graping them. If you get the hint, I'm using the word grape because I don't want to use it with an R and get flagged. All right. Whether she's doing that or whether she's a mole or a plant to how can I say this? To discredit this in the light of when it comes out to Congress, it's still to be set to see, okay? Because who knows, man? If this man was this powerful, who knows? Or if he was working for somebody this powerful, who knows if there's not a mole amongst these survivors that's, planted there to relate intel back to whoever it is so that they can sabotage it for later on, right before they get ready to release their own list, okay? So the thing of it is, these Edomites, this country, Babylon in general, is through, man. It's divided, all right? And this is a great sign, because why? A lot of new MAGA votes came from those that believe Trump on his word that what? He will release the Epstein files, and he hasn't did it. All right, and the pieces that he did, that he has released, was already public, was already available to the public, man. Okay? So, either he has to release the files to show his constituents, those that voted for him, that he's a man of his word, or he can show his true colors that he's protecting, as they said, the wealthy, the elite, and they're going to release their own files, all right? And they're going to have MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, said that she would release it in front of Congress. Also they said they need 2 more votes from the Republicans to get it done, all right? So this is pretty much Trump with his back against the wall. Release the files and look to be as if you are a man of your word, or have us to release the files and put you more in the light of being what people are speculating as being on that list. Okay? All right, because there's footage surfacing on YouTube, whether AR or not, that there's an individual that said she was 13, and Trump said that she reminded him of his daughter, and that also he raped her. Okay? I didn't put it into this segment because I don't know if it's AI, and I don't want to, but it's out there. It's a short that I seen that I came across. Okay? So if this is held up, and if it's found out to be true, then this is going to taint this is going to really taint his appearance, man. This is going to really stain his, his look. All right. So America is on the verge of a civil unrest, man. And this could really bring down to what? The markets, the stock markets, and everything else. If they come out with this list, if they actually release all the files and all the material that they have, that they have when it comes to Epstein, okay? So this is Psalm 73:3. It says, "For I was envious of the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." Right? See, a lot of these wicked individuals, man, a lot of these people you think that's, got it going on, they breaking their own rules and laws, man. All right? They're wicked, especially according to the Bible, man. But we just talking about on their own law merit, okay? Because a lot of these laws, let the average Joe get caught with an underage girl according to this society. He could be 18 and she could be 17. Just a day apart. She could be turning 18 the next day. If he's caught with her, guess what? He's going to jail. All right. But here it is under this man's law that he's dealing with 14 and some 13-year-old. Some of them was 13. Some of them was as young as 13. And I believe the oldest was like in college in their early 20s. And here it is. You got men in their 40s and 50s. All right. According to Edom's law, that is deemed statutory rape. All right. But do they pay for it? No. Because why? It says, verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men. Right. See, and this is the whole thing. The people want these men, these higher ups, these elites to be brought to the same justice that they held the regular man to. All right. And see, this is what's going to cause that riot. All right. This is what's going to cause the riot. If the names come out one way or another, and the names that's listed on the list or however is brought to the forefront, because as it says in St. Luke 8:17, for nothing is secret that should not be made manifest, neither anything hid that should not be known to come abroad. So however these names are brought out to the forefront, to the light, if they're not given the same punishment that a regular man would have, then this is going to look bad for democracy. Okay? This is what's going to probably facilitate a lot of riots going on throughout the country, man. All right? And they ain't got all day. All right? They ain't got till Donald Trump term is over with to try to get this Epstein list and material out to the public to see. These victims, these survivors, as they call themselves, want justice now. All right? And they probably going to give Congress a short window to come out with their list before they compile their own list and bring it to the light. All right? And then those people are going to have to what? Either refute it or say that it's a lie. All right? Or they may start to send hire people to come and see these people so they don't make that list. Okay? However it may be. So it says Psalm 73:5. They are not in trouble as other men. Right? Speaking of those people that are in favorable position, the elite. It says, neither are they plagued like other men. Right? Here it is. They walking around here scot-free, when if it was a regular person doing this, they would what? Be locked up. Even, what happened if you go to prison and you get that title upon you, all right, you gonna have it, you gonna have it hard in there, all right? But do you think these people that is allegedly or potentially that's going to be on this list and be revealed is going to see a prison? No, man. Just look at Ghislaine Maxwell. She got moved to a what you would call it, what's the name of that type of prison? not a lower tier, but a less heavily populated, more easy living, comfortable prison. All right, just for giving a quote unquote interview. All right, which some of the women said that that's the same way she was talking to them, grooming them with that relaxed, comfortable speech, lowering their guards, making them believe. So she wasn't doing nothing but putting it on an act so she can get what? Expedited from the prison she was in Tallahassee to this more, uh, dang, I forgot the name of the word for this type of prison. Something security, not maximum security, but the opposite of that, facility. All right. But the thing of it is, it says they are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. All right. They ain't going to prison if they found guilty. All right. They'll just crash the system, man, and let all hell breaks loose. All right. Because, hey, you got to imagine, man, you got some of them. One lady said that one of the people that was frequenting Epstein Island was Clinton, but I think that was already known to the public. But is they going to see any time if they found to be, complicit to some of these acts on these underage women at the time? No, man. All right, because they're not in trouble as other men. It says they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. See, and this is what's going to facilitate insurrection. All right, riots. Okay, civil unrest, because there will be no justice, even with them being exposed, man. Let's go to Mark 3. And 24, this is Yahushua speaking. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Right. So here it is. A good part of the reason why Trump was in the office, little does he know, is that those that were, even if it wasn't for the fact that they didn't believe in him, but they wanted him to release the file, so they voted for him, still he got a vote because of what he said. See? Now, if he doesn't make good on his word, then how's that going to look? And now he's saying it is a hoax. Okay, anything and everything to keep those of his constituents or his friends, under wraps, so people won't know. Because if you knew, especially they still alive today, man, hey, they stock their companies can take a major hit. All right. So let's see how well he protects his friends, or those that are supporting him. Okay. So it says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. See? So it's looking like MAGA is going to split up if what's to come is not the outcome that was supposed to come, meaning release the files. And it looks like this kingdom, if they release the files, Babylon the Great will fall, because why? A lot of people in high places are going to be named, and they're going to have to be what? They're going to have to be questioned and held accountable, okay? Some way, shape, or form, man. All right? Just look what happened with, those DEIs. Target dropped DEI, and they tried to come up against Target and went on, a little strike where they wouldn't buying stuff from Target, and it caused the CEO to step down, man. All right, so a lot of these companies owners and people of that magnitude may be held accountable, or may be on this list and have to be held accountable one way or another, from the people not buying their stuff, however it may be. Let's just say, for example, if Bill Gates is on there, he's Microsoft, and people say we ain't going to use Microsoft anymore, for however long that may be, or whatever, man. All right. His stock, his shares, everything is going to go down, man. And he might not be safe going outside anymore. Okay. So the implications is great for this list to come out. one way or another and name some names, okay? Because this is why the president, had a good shot or a good chance at beating Kamala as he opened up his mouth and said he was going to release those Epstein files, okay? And he hasn't yet done it, all right? So it says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end, right? And this man's kingdom is coming to that end, man. And hey, we said it, more than likely it's going to come from within, an implosion on itself, all right? The people turning on each other, all right? The people going against this government, all right? And we looking like we at that stage, man, all right? This is a pivotal point in quote unquote American history, man, all right? What are you going to do? You going to back your own laws up and bring these men to justice and put them behind bars? Or are you going to continue to let them get away scot-free, man? All right? Is this not democracy? All right? So we going to see how much of this democracy is real and how much of it is just hypocrisy, just for the illusion. All right? Because why? People voted for this dude. All right? And now we come to realize that a lot of these people that voted were Epstein, quote unquote, survivors / victims. And a lot of their family members voted just to see if Trump would make good on his word. And now they have, because you may say, well, why haven't they released the names of files or released the names of the people before? Well, they was given this time to heal, as they said. And they was given the hope that Trump would do it for them and they wouldn't have to come forward and release it. But now, since he's playing around and trying to now call it a hoax, they saying that what? We'll compile our list together, we'll give it to the appropriate person, and then they'll go and release it in front of Congress or make it public to some probably like a news station or something like that, man. Or put it on X. Or whatever, or maybe put it on social, what's Trump's social media, Truth Social, maybe put it on that, man. All right, so we here, man. All right, let's see him release the files. Let's see how strong this country truly is, if it can withstand this, and see if it can come out on the other side. All right, see if democracy will prevail. See if these women will be given justice, or these quote unquote elites will escape to see another day. Stay tuned for the saga in Babylon the Great, man. All right, but hey, this place is divided, man. Okay, right down the middle, man. Even in their own MAGA constituents, all right, those that voted for Trump. Okay, and he tried to put on that weekend at Bernie fiasco so he can garnish some sympathy from the people. But it ain't working, man. All right? It ain't working. Okay? They want you to release the files. They don't care about you bringing the space program back to Alabama or whatever, man. Get on the horn. Make the necessary calls and get those files released, man, in a timely manner, or they going to do their own releasing, man. And if your name is one of those names that's part of that, list that they release, you gonna have some explaining to do, man. Okay, you may have to go into hiding or fake your alleged death, such as what they believe or some believe Epstein did. Okay, you may have to do something like that, man. If one of these females put your name on the list, speaking of Trump, and have some concrete evidence, how you gonna dispute that when you get in front of people and talk in conferences, man? All right, so we're going to see how this play out, man. All right, it's very interesting to see exactly how this is going to play out and what profound impact it's going to have on America in whole, in general. All right, because we know America, man, hey, it's that beacon of light for everyone. All right, if it's been revealed that a bunch of its elites and people of higher ups is doing things that by their own laws that they shouldn't and don't get brought to justice, hey, man, You may have a worldwide uproar, okay? The dollar may tank. You know, everything may go bad from that point forward, even if it's just for a while, man. It could be profound enough to crash everything, all right? So we're going to see how this thing play out, all right? Let's go ahead and close out 1 Peter 5 and 8. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant, see? Now, we understand, man, this man is not on the same playing field as the average person. But guess what? Hey, the Lord is coming to bring justice, all right? The Lord is coming to bring this man and take him out of power one way or another, even if it means using goddamn Eve, man, because Eve, the so-called black woman, got up there and said they got their own list that they gonna compile if you don't come out with it, man. All right? I didn't even know Epstein, you know, had a fancy for chocolate like that, man. All right? But hey, I should have known, man. I seen Eve in the crowd too. I was like, don't tell me she in there. And then she stepped into the podium proud, man. I got my own podcast. I knew it was over there, man. I just didn't know she was gonna come out and say they gonna make their own list, man. All right. Hey, y'all should have kept Eve out, man. All right. Not saying that I backing that or whatever, but y'all should have kept Eve out, man. Y'all let that little chocolate come in there and hey, y'all got a sweet tooth. And now y'all gonna have to pay, y'all gonna have to pay for it one way or another, man. So 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant. All right. We watching the times, we watching everything, man. Anything that could potentially spell disaster, we gonna sound the alarm in Zion, man, and let you know, get ready, man. All right. This thing is gonna come one way or another. He gonna have to be held accountable, either as someone that allows it and knowingly allows it to happen and don't want to do anything about it, or hey, he gonna make good on his word, man, and then hey, everything is good, all right, for the time being. But however it be, we gonna sound the alarm in Zion, man, and let you know that hey, America's on his way out the door, man. It's division left to right here, all right? We're just seeing it on this scale, but you got division all throughout America, man. All right? And this is where we at, all right? On the brink of something major happening. So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, all right? So with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.